These are the days you live for and cherish if you're a college basketball fan. This Sunday will feature 4 men's tournament tickets and 8 women's tournament championships be crowned. In all, 12 bids, 12 championship games across men's and women's D1 college basketball. That's not even counting D2 and some of the other divisions that are going on today. It is going to be exciting, and what a way to start our Sunday with the Big South Championship. The top two seeds, who met here, second-seeded Winthrop and top-seeded High Point. Winthrop with a thrill-a-minute run in this tournament. They had a thrilling 7-point, 30-second rally to beat Charleston Southern to the quarterfinals on Friday, then held off a gutty Presbyterian team in the semifinals yesterday. High Point, the top seed, had no trouble with Gardner-Webb, then held off UNC Asheville. The story's Logan Duncombe, who has a broke bone in his foot, was suffered last week. He has played in this tournament, and he has actually been rather productive. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all works out here as Winthrop and High Point meet for the Big South's automatic bid. The two best teams, just like I said last night when I did the OVC game, hopefully this is not a foreshadowing of a blowout when I say this, but what you want in a situation like this, you want to get conference tournament championship. Ideally, your best scenario, and I think it's going to play out here. You want it to be on a neutral. You want the top two teams to play on a neutral site, and you want it to be a rubber match, and that's what we have here. The home team held serve in both games this season. Winthrop won in dominating fashion in January when these two teams met in Rock Hill. January the 14th, 92-75. High Point returned the favor February 21st, 89-87. This is a team, though both these teams have different records, but the schedules have been very, very different. High Point did not play a particularly tough non-conference schedule. Winthrop, on the other hand, they tested themselves in the non-conference and played well against the likes of Nebraska and Arkansas and Texas Tech. Well, this sort of be one heck of a day. And in Johnson City, Tennessee, Championship Sunday in the Big South. By the way, I'm Seth Eaves. Thank you so much for being with us. We even saved you the best seat in the house. I'm so excited we can do a proper intro. Winthrop controls the tip. They're in the black uniforms going left to right as you listen to the first half. High Point going the opposite direction in the white. Here's Cody Clowett. He misses the three. Clewett misses, but Winthrop gets the offensive rebound. And here are the Eagles, a three in the corner, and that is good. And Winthrop gets the first points of the day as Dalen Berry hits the three. High Point has more depth. Winthrop would appear to have more size. It is really a quintessential championship chess match. Here's Owen Aquino for three, and Aquino misses on the triple. Rebound Winthrop. Isaiah Wilson now with the basketball. He'll move over to the left side. Wilson accelerates to the 10, misses the layup, and ball goes out of bounds. Whose ball is it? It's going to be High Point's basketball. Oh, no, it's going to be Winthrop's ball. They've made a reversal. So here's Berry. Now it is Kareem Rozier. Rozier now over to Berry. 6 on the timer for Clout. Kick out, 3. That one left short. Rebound gathered in by High Point Scotty Washington. Now here is Rob Martin into the lane, and Martin lays it in. Rob Martin gets High Point on the board. Here's Eaves and Namoko. Now back over to Cluett. Cluett top of the key. Now gives it to Rozier. Rozier tickle-toes the baseline. Wilson back out Barry. Another three. This one a little bit too strong. And the rebound gathered in by Washington of High Point. Panthers on the run. Look for the pass. A bad pass, though. And they'll go back with Winthrop. So here's Rozier for Winthrop as they go across the floor. Dalen Barry. Barry accelerates. Two on him. Missed it. Kicked it back to Rozier. His three is good. Kareem Rozier knocks down a three. 36% three-point shooter is Rozier. And a 6-2 lead for the Winthrop Eagles. Braden Housen inside. Housen now gives it to Washington. Kicks it back out. Still 14 on the shot clock. Miller accelerates. Now gets it to Aquino. Aquino for three. That one's good. Owen Aquino shoots at a 45% clip from three. 6-5. Winthrop on turn. Rozier. Now Cloud. That's a long three. Rims out. Perhaps a bit of a rushed three as well. Here comes High Point the other way. Rob Martin drives. No, but a foul before the shot. So here's the inbounds pass. High Point now gets it to, down low. Working on. Inside. Aquino trying to knife in. And Aquino scores. Good work by Aquino. And a 7-6 High Point lead. But Winthrop with Rozier, breakneck speed at the other end. And the Eagles get 2 more points themselves, and it's 8-7. 8-7 the Winthrop lead. High Point attacking the rim. Shot denied. Here's Winthrop. Eagles going the other way. To the bucket. Barry misses the layup. And an offensive foul called anyway. Oh, they call goaltend. They call goaltend on High Point. So it's a 10-7 lead for Winthrop with 16.5 to play first half. Just underway in the Big South Men's Championship game. The top 2 seeds, the 2 teams that played for the title last year, Winthrop and High Point. Winthrop, the established king of the conference. High Point with new money, if you will, and trying to assert dominance. Looking for back-to-back championships. Mark Prosser is the 5th-year head coach at Winthrop. Finn Klayman, the first-year coach at High Point. And again, more on these universities, teams, and stories throughout the day as Logan Duncombe checks in for the first time for Winthrop. Here's High Point. Aquino nearly lost it. Aquino misses the layup. Ball bounced around. Cluett has it. Outlet pass. Look out. Here's Winthrop. Layup is good. Nice work by Winthrop as Barry makes the shot. And it's a 12-7 game. Anderson. The other end, no. And a foul. He'll go to the line when they come out of the national break. So first break of the day. 15:53 to go first half. 12-7 is the lead for Winthrop, who's 23-10 on the season. Again, when you think Big South basketball, you think about Winthrop. They have been the team that has been just ruled this conference for so long. It started back with Greg Marshall in 1999. They've been to the tournament 11 times. They have 1 win in those 11 trips. That was back in 2007 when they knocked off Notre Dame in the first round by 10 points before losing in the second round to Oregon. Their last tournament appearance was in 2021 when they lost to Villanova, 73-63 in the bubble. Winthrop, the only Big South team that's ever advanced to the round of 32 in the NCAA tournament. And in addition to that, they also won a Big South tournament in 1988, but no room in the field of 64-4. Winthrop, the way the rules worked with certain conferences back then. Winthrop University, located in Rock Hill, South Carolina, which, if locals will tell you, is more of a football town. They call themselves Football City, USA, 25 miles south of Charlotte and 70 miles north of South Carolina's capital city of Columbia. Established in 1886. Enrollment 5,287. Notable alumni include Gary Simrell, a former member of the South Carolina House of Representatives. He's among the famous there. Andy McDowell attended Winthrop in the late 70s, a Golden Globe actress, and a lot of sports people, including Craig Bradshaw and Xavier Crooks. So that's a little bit of an FYI on Winthrop basketball for you. The next time out, whether it be called or TV, will be we'll give you High Point's background. We're all about equal distribution of resources around here. 15:53 to play in this opening half. Good Winthrop start. They lead 12-7. Terry Anderson at the free throw line for High Point. Anderson, a 76% free throw shooter on the year. First one is up, and it is good. Here's the second free throw. It is up. No good. Rebound fought for and grabbed by Winthrop. Eagles now on the push. Here's Duncombe, his first touch of the day on the left block. This is Duncombe in the paint. Duncombe working inside, a little bit off balance, and his shot was completely off kilter. Here is Scotty Washington. Now Aquino. Aquino on a drive, and Aquino misses. Rebound Winthrop. Now it's Berry. Berry transition three. That one is way off the mark. And then a foul on High Point. If Winthrop wins this game, you might call this the they'll call this the Logan Duncombe tournament in Rock Hill. We'll be talking about that at substation across campus and hobos nearby for ages. Here is Berry. Gives it to Duncombe on the left block. Duncombe. Kick out to Berry. Berry. Another kick out. Rozier, right wing three. That one is no good. Rebound came back to Berry. Fresh 20 for the Eagles. Here is Berry. And Duncombe is fouled as Cameron Fletcher's into the game. He went for the steal. And Duncombe took a bit of a tumble and needs to be helped up by his teammates. And some words. I don't know if it's the official. Maybe he thinks that there should have been an intentional foul call. I don't know what he was looking over there. He might be looking at something else in general. Who knows? Either way, Winthrop to inbound, leading it by a score of 12-8. Here is Clout. Here's Cluett. Cluett inside, no, but it is a foul. Washington goes to the bench. 12-8 is the Winthrop lead. Eagles work it now here with Cluett again. Cluett lost it. Got it back, though, did Winthrop. With Wilson, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Cluett, desperation, 3 off the mark, did not hit the rim, and a shot clock violation. It will be High Point basketball. So back we go the other way. Here's High Point going inside. Fletcher, good move. And it's a 12-10 game with 14:06 to play in the first half. Berry on the right wing. Berry trying to move. Berry kicks it over now to Wilson. Wilson now over to Namoko. Namoko has it with 7. Gives it to Wilson. Wilson a wraparound. Cluett straightaway 3. That one rims out. Loose ball gathered in by Berry. Berry inside to Namoko. Now Cluett. He'll try again. Again, Winthrop misses. The tip wouldn't fall from Hendway, and High Point has it. Anderson at breakneck speed. Anderson trying to go. The Winthrop mascot wants to travel. Not going to get it. But there is going to be a foul against Winthrop, though. So free throw from Terry Anderson. First one up and good. 76% free throw shooter. Anderson out of Deer Park, Texas. Previously played at Southland Conference School, Lamar. Another free throw coming for Anderson. This one to tie the game, and he makes it. So it's 12-12. And still relatively early in this first half. Rozier off of the Namoko screen. Slipped. Turnover. High Point with it, Aquino. Now gives it to Anderson. Anderson in the lane. Anderson kicks it out over to Fletcher. Fletcher stops on a dime. Finds a trailer. This is Aquino. Aquino nearly threw it away. Anderson keeps it alive. Anderson to the 10. Anderson misses the layup. Winthrop with a rebound. Eagles have it with Namoko. Rozier. Left wing. Rozier. On the bounce has the corner. Hendaway. Long outlet pass. Wilson. Namoko. All stripped out of his hands. I believe we have a foul called, though. So Ed Namoko, a 67%. Well, actually, might not have been a shooting foul. Yeah, it was. So 67% free throw shooter will go to the line. Formerly played previously at New Mexico State. He's a senior from Lagos, Nigeria. He's got a chance to give Winthrop the lead here. First free throw rims out. Second free throw. Oh, boy, that hit every inch of the rim. And then it bounced in. And Winthrop now has the lead as Duncombe checks back in for the Eagles. Here is Conrad Martinez. Martinez now over to Fletcher. Fletcher now back to Martinez. Martinez cross-court pass. Aquino. Aquino on a drive, rejected. Blocked by Hendaway. Out of bounds, last off a High Point. Great defense by Winthrop. Here's Winthrop the other way with Rozier. Rozier now to flare over to Hindaway. Hindaway floating and missing. And rebound gathered in, and a foul on the way down on Winthrop. So they'll go to the under 12, 11:56 to go first half, which means we give you a chance to talk about High Point and their history. Really not a lot until here recently. They've really stepped things up. Last year was their first ever trip to the NCAA tournament. They were a 12-point loser to Purdue, 75-63. Twice they've made the NCAA Division II tournament in the 90s. Of course, those in Big Southland may know High Point as a team that would win the regular season but throw it away 5 times prior to last season. They won the Big South regular season title but came up short in the tournament. High Point has twice been to the NIT. They've lost both times by 7 to Minnesota in 2014. And then in 2016, they lost by 22 to South Carolina. High Point does have a win in the CIT when they beat Maryland Eastern Shore in 2015. Location, High Point, North Carolina. What is among the nicknames? North Carolina's International City and the home furnishings and hosiery capital of the world. High Point, the only city in that state that exists within 4 counties. It is just basically in the backyard of Greensboro, North Carolina. And as for the university itself, enrollment 6,335. Notable alumni are those that attended. How about NASCAR Cup Series driver Austin Dillon? Among those that either are alumni or attended. Arizona Reed out of Gaffney, South Carolina, who had a solid basketball career. And, of course, Tubby Smith, great college basketball coach who finished his head coaching career with High Point. Of course, Tubby made several stops, and his most successful one was at the University of Kentucky when he won the national championship in 1998. 7 different head coaching stops, and he took 5 of those 7 teams to the NCAA tournament. Couldn't take High Point, but no one could take High Point until last season, though, to be fair. Aquino for High Point. Aquino inbounds it. Winthrop with a 1-point lead, under 12 minutes to play in the first half. Aquino. Martinez on a drive. And then falling out of bounds. Is that Hindaway? Hindaway fell out of bounds, so it's going to stay with High Point. Duncan went to the steal on the inbounds pass. Knocked it into his own bench. So it will stay with High Point. Winthrop again 23 up and 10 down on the year. High Point 1 win away from 30 for the campaign. 29-4. Their mark on the season. So Martinez to inbound for High Point, whatever the stoppage was now. Another stoppage and a foul on Winthrop away from the ball. Goes on Isaiah Wilson. He'll go to the bench. He can't believe what he did. Here's an inbounds pass. Catch and shoot 3, good. Chase Johnston 132 attempts on the year, 129 of them have been threes. 60-second make. He's a 47% three-point shooter, and he gives High Point the lead. Here is Rozier up the floor. Winthrop 2 of 11 from 3. High Point 2 of 2. Rozier now over to Duncombe. Duncombe and poked away by Johnston. And on the break, High Point, Fletcher lays it in. And the HPU lead is now at 4. Rozier, Duncombe on a take, missed the bunny. Fletcher, now over to Martinez. Johnston. Aquino, now to Martinez. Martinez driving in the lane, not there. And the rebound finally snatched away by Hindway. Hindway now over to Berry. Berry left wing, now flings it over to Mio. Josh Mio's going to pull for 3. That one won't fall. Rebound, High Point, and Fletcher. Now back to Martinez. Toss to an on-rushing Aquino. That's an offensive foul, surely. Yes, it is. Rozier at the floor, 10-1 High Point run. Duncombe trying to knife inside. Had his shot blocked by Anderson. And then it deflected out of bounds, and apparently it went off of a Winthrop player last. 10:22 to play first half. 17-13. High Point on top. Here's Rob Martin. Kick out. Fletcher in the corner. And Fletcher hits the left corner 3. Cameron Fletcher hits it. And High Point's lead is now up to 7. Rozier. Duncombe. Good ball movement by Winthrop. Is there an end product with a three-pointer? No. Rebound Fletcher. Here come the Panthers. Oh, what a nice dribble move by Martin. Alley-oop showtime. Put in by Anderson. Mark Prosser's seen enough. Timeout Winthrop. 9:47 to play first half. It's a 13-1 High Point run. Mark Prosser, 47-year-old from Wheeling, West Virginia, who played at Marist, of course, the son of the late Skip Prosser, who was a coach at Xavier in Wake Forest. Started his career as a student assistant at Marist back in 1999. Was also had 2 spells as an assistant at Wofford. Then also had an assistant at Bucknell. His first head coaching job came in the 2011-12 season at then Division II Brevard. Went back to Winthrop to be an assistant for 6 years, then took the head job at Western Carolina. And then when Pat Kelsey left Winthrop for Charleston, Prosser came to Rock Hill. Still has not been to the NCAA tournament, though. Trying to change that today, but facing a bit of an uphill climb at the moment. Tommy Camarad with it. Camarad now going inside with Namoko. They're trying to move. Boy, High Point just suffocating defensively. Berry, 4 to shoot. Berry with 2. Berry, long 3. Oh, the friendly roll. Bounced off the rim, then a couple of other parts of the rim. Boy, you need a little lady luck like that on when you're going for a championship. Winthrop within 6. Martin on the drive. Layup good. Too easy for Rob Martin. And an 8-point high point lead. Rozier is fouled. Rozier now waiting to inbound. Here it goes. Here's Camarade with it now for Winthrop. Cluett. Out of bounds. Last off a high point. Scotty Washington now checks in for the Panthers. (24-16) high point leading. Big South Championship game. Auto bid on the line. Here's Rozier. Kicks out. Oh, good fake, Cluett. Again, though, too strong on the jumper. Here's Fletcher for high point. Martin now finds Aquino. Aquino now over to Anderson. Anderson now back to Aquino. Aquino with a 3. Rims out, no good. Rebound, Winthrop Rozier. Eagles now trying to push. Barry. Rozier. You're in the 8-minute mark. Rozier kicks it out. Camarade had it poked away, out of bounds, and it will go to high point. Our final stoppage that will not result in a break on our end. We use these breaks to tell you about these universities, these coaches, these guys, these team seasons that you may not be overly familiar with. How about Flynn Clayman picking right up where Alan Huss left off? 37-year-old from Los Angeles, played at Colorado State and Troy. He began his coaching career in 2017 as a special assistant at Southern Utah. He was then an assistant, then the associate head coach. Then on March 13th, 2023, with his team in the CBI, Todd Simon left for Bowling Green. Clayman was named the interim coach for the Thunderbirds, and he took them to the CBI semifinals. Then it was off to High Point as the associate head coach and the Big South Coach of the Year. 29-4 in his first season in charge. So that's a little bit on Flynn Clayman. Trying to take Winthrop into the dance. And they look pretty good to do that at the present time. So play resumes in Johnson City. 24-16 High Point. Duncan back in the game. Cluett with 3. Cluett on a drive. No, but a foul. One on the shot clock. Fouled as he went for the basket. Grand student from San Marcos, California. So free throws coming up for him. He is a 84% free throw shooter. So you knew he was going to at least make one. And I am instead of adding time instead of giving Winthrop a point there. That darn buzzard Seth Eaves not knowing what he's doing on the scoreboard. What else is new? Second free throw good. 6-point game. 24-18. Martin. Now over to Washington. Fletcher, a deep 3. That rims out. And the rebound gathered in by Winthrop. Rozier on the left wing. Rozier. Now over to Camarad. Camarad's 3. Rims out. High point is Aquino. Aquino. Martin. Mid-range jump shot. No good. Rozier, step back 3. It's good. Rozier knocks down a 3, and Winthrop is back to within 3. Kareem Rozier buries it. Here's Rob Martin. Martin, great job with the accelerator. Washington a 3. That's good. Hit right back. And swished the net so much that it got stuck. So Scotty Washington with the 3. And High Point with a 6-point game. 6-point lead. Camarad down to Rozier, the left wing. Rozier trying to go. Now gives it up to Cluett. But now gives it to Duncombe. Duncombe top of the key. Duncombe's bounce pass and kicked. Kicked ball against Aquino. Six-point lead for High Point. Kareem Rozier for Winthrop. Rozier for 3. Not there. Out of bounds. Who touched it last? Winthrop did. Bit of a conference from the referees. Bit of a delay, but it's eventually High Point basketball. Duncombe. Martin. Accelerating. Martin scores. Rozier. Cluett now over to Berry. Berry. Hand away a 3. That's an air ball. Too long. Duncombe, though, got the rebound. Duncombe picked it up, but it was a foul. And it's on High Point. Duncombe is going for the rebound. These are free throws. Duncombe's a 73% shooter. Senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, a Xavier transfer. So here's Duncombe at the free throw line. First free throw, it's actually a 1-and-1, and he sinks the front end. And a Winthrop player in the fight for positioning, a Winthrop player got absolutely decked And the referees are now heading to the monitor to make sure if it's they might want to call a flagrant on High Point. Maybe Hindaway sold it a little bit. There was a slight bunt from Aquino on Hindaway there. So review here with 5:28 to go first half. 7-point lead for High Point in the Big South Championship game. Winner gets the automatic and only bid from this conference into the NCAA tournament. High Point looking for the second straight year. Winthrop looking for their 12th overall and first since 2021. Officials continuing to look things over. Play under review. Again, I'm trying to figure this out. Let's see, we're going to get a flagrant here or not. I'm trying to listen in here. So a flagrant one on Aquino. So they do call it a flagrant upon further review. High Point fans perplexed. None pleased. Gentleman right there in the World Feed showing it looks like he was the winner of the Diego Pavia lookalike contest. So Duncombe now shooting a technical free throw. It's up. Oh, he left it short. So now, Hindaway, okay, that was the second free throw from Duncombe. Now this is the technical one from Hindaway, and he missed that one too. Boy, when you're Winthrop, you're playing like this, you cannot miss opportunities at the free throw line. One does go for Hindaway. You have a big free throw opportunity like that, just 1 out of 3 in a game like this, may come back and bite you. Winthrop as a team shoots 74%. Both these teams, actually, when you round it up, are right at 74% on the season as a team at the foul line. Wilson, Winthrop keeps the ball. Here's Duncan with 8 to shoot. Right block, Duncan looks. Pass deflected and stolen away. Good job by Housen. Here comes High Point with Washington. Now looking for the trailer. That would be Housen. 19 to shoot. Here's Martinez. Martinez. Still looking with it. Gives it to Anderson. Spin in the lane. Anderson. Kick out. Straightaway 3. Good. Washington drills the 3. And it's 32-23. High Point on top. Wilson. Now to Barry. Barry on the right wing. Barry drives. Hit the underside of the backboard. Sade Washington. Dangerous pass. In the corner, Anderson nearly lost it. Martinez now has it into the front court. Washington's going to try for 3 again. And this time it's way off the mark. The rebound, though, comes back to Washington. Martinez straight away. No. Washington an offensive rebound, but it's going to be an over the back on Scotty Washington. Finn Kleiman, a little bit perplexed at the situation. So the foul will send Dalen Berry to the line. 74% free throw shooter on the year. Berry, the redshirt senior from Raleigh, transferred to Winthrop from another Big South team, Charleston Southern. Berry, a 6'4 senior from Raleigh, North Carolina, who averages 10 points and 3 rebounds a game. And now we have another delay here. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, the wrong free throw shooter's the line. That's what it was. So it's going to be Isaiah Wilson. He's just a 64% free throw shooter. Grad student from Pittsburgh. Transferred in from Richmond. 1-1. Missed the front end. Moko with the offensive rebound. And then he threw it away. Fletcher. Martinez. Now Fletcher on the right wing. Gets it over to Martinez. Martinez top of the key. Martinez trying to move. Martinez into the lane. Good. And the High Point lead is at 11. 8-2 run for the Panthers. Wilson, dangerous pass. Martinez with a save. Deflected off the hands of Singari, but then the High Point gets it back anyway. Here's Martinez. Anderson, 2 more. And High Point is trying to run away and hide with this one. A 7-0 run. The lead is now ballooned to 13. Berry now to Wilson on the left wing. Wilson now trying to move. Wilson loose, tie up. The arrow favors High Point. We come back from this under 4 break. It's all High Point right now. They lead at 36-23 in the Big South Championship. 3:03 to play first half, 36-23, the High Point lead in the Big South Championship game. Conrad Martinez gives it up now to Terry Anderson. Here's Anderson. Anderson knifing in. Tipped around, no good. Fletcher got the rebound. Here's Johnston, a three. No good. Duncan got the rebound for Winthrop. Eagles down by 13. Barry off the window, no. Barry got it back, put it in. And one. Chance at a three-point play for Dalen Barry. 74% free throw shooter. Chance to cut this to 10. Coming up at halftime. If you've been watching the other streams, you know what we do at halftime of basketball games this time of year. We go breakneck. We give you a full primer, in progress or later, all of the day's action. Again, this game, one of 4 men's conference championship games. As the free throw is in and out, and 8 on the women's side. High Point going for the double today. Women will play later tonight. Martinez, step back. No good. Fletcher got the rebound. Fletcher. And then a foul here. And no, I think a timeout. Yep, timeout High Point. Not a bad one to call. Up 11. And 4 men's and 8 women's championships. Of course, 2 automatic bids on the men's side have already been handed out. One on a technicality. LIU will represent the Northeast because the team they play in the championship game isn't eligible. We'll leave the stupidity of that to the side. The other one, of course, Tennessee State. Some of you might have been following along last night as they just a barrage of threes to beat Morehead State. And the former Duke guard, Nolan Smith, taking the Tigers to the dance for the first time since 1994. Big South, Missouri Valley. A-Sun and Summit League crowning their champions today. We get 8 on the women's side, including 4 of the power conferences, SEC, ACC, Big 10, and Big 12. You also have the Southern Conference, the Big South, the A-Sun and the Summit crowning champions. Here is Martinez for High Point. Whistle here, and we have a foul on Winthrop, I do believe. 2:04 to play first half. High Point up by 11. Also tell you about a power conference head coaching job that has come open. Here's Fletcher. First free throw, it's a 1-and-1, and he missed the front end. Barry got the rebound for Winthrop. Winthrop can get this to single digits at the half. They might have a chance. Duncombe inside. Gets the friendly roll, Logan Duncombe. Nice job by Duncombe. Winthrop within 9. Martinez. Here's a kick out. Another 3. That one is off the mark. Rebound Winthrop. Now Barry. Eagles looking to run. Barry all the way. No good, but he drew the contact. You know, if you're High Point, they might be trying to employ a hack and eagle strategy because of Winthrop's struggles at the free throw line in the early portion of this game. Right now, Winthrop 5 of 10 at the free throw line as a team, as Barry will take this one. And Barry misses the first, so another miss at the foul line for Winthrop. Barry has been Winthrop's main source of offense so far. 14 points on 6 of 11 shooting in the first half. Missed them both. Goodness gracious, the struggles continue at the charity stripe for Winthrop. Here is Martinez. Anderson. Martinez, 10 to shoot. Martinez kicks it out. Here's a three, and that is good. Anderson with a big three gets the lead back to a dozen as we're inside a minute to go in the first half. Cluett then dribbled it out of bounds. And it's all High Point. Here is Anderson. Anderson. He misses. Rebounded by Duncan. Rozier. And Rozier lays it in. And one. Kareem Rozier. Nice take to the basket. And the and one opportunity coming for the senior from Detroit. Transfer from Duquesne. Was actually on the Duquesne team that made the NCAA tournament 2 years ago. And went on that run in the A-10. Rozier does make the free throw, and Winthrop is within 9. 4-second differential between game and shot clock. 34 in the game clock. Can Winthrop get a stop? Into the hands of Martinez. Martinez with it. Winthrop trying to guard really closely. And a foul on Winthrop. With 12.5 to go. So at the line, Martinez. %, free throw shooter. Junior from Granollers, Spain. Came to High Point from the University of Arizona. Missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Cluett, 7 seconds. Barry drives, scores and one. Dalen Barry. Winthrop right back in this. With a made free throw, he could cut this to 6. Free throw up and good. 6 seconds left. And this is a big run by Winthrop to end the first half. Martin will touch it, getting into midcourt. 3 seconds left. Martin, pull-up jump shot is no good. Rebound, Winthrop. And that'll be the end of the first half. And the Eagles are going to have all the momentum heading into the dressing room. A big run to end the half. High Point got the lead up to double digits. But Winthrop has fought back. And they have pulled to within 6 at intermission. Halftime of the Big South Men's Championship in Johnson City. It's High Point 39, Winthrop 33. Halftime scores. Buckle up for the halftime scores in just a moment. You're watching Big South Men's Basketball Championship Watchalong. A good run to end the half has the 2 seed Winthrop back in the Big South Championship against the top seed High Point 39-33. The Panther lead after 20 minutes. Seth Eaves back with you here. Let's get you caught up on what else is happening. Give you a primer on what's happening in men's basketball. Real quick before we get to the tournaments, we'll let you know that there are 3 regular season finales involving top 25 teams this afternoon. Number 11, Illinois on the road at Maryland. A monster game of the Big Ten, one of the best rivalries in the sport. Number 8, Michigan State at number 3, Michigan. And Iowa visiting 9th-ranked Nebraska. That's what's happening there. But, as I kind of mentioned when I on Twitter yesterday, even if you're a power conference fan, it's hard, if you're a fan of the sport, it's hard not to stay solely focused in on the conference tournaments, the championships. As mentioned, 4 championship games, 4 automatic bids. So the NCAA tournament handed out on this Sunday. Of course, you're listening to one of them here. High Point leading 39-33 over Winthrop. There's another championship game going on in progress right now, the Missouri Valley Championship, Arch Madness as they call it, and they're at the half in St. Louis. It's Northern Iowa leading UIC 48-41. The Panthers haven't been to the tournament in a decade. They're 20 minutes away from changing that. Two other championship games later today. The A-Sun Championship comes up in less than an hour, and that's going to be fun because we're guaranteed a first-time dancer. Queens and Central Arkansas will contest that final this afternoon. Neither team has been. Central Arkansas, of course, they have been in the league for a while now. Queens, if I'm not mistaken, their first year post-transition, so the team from Charlotte with a real chance to do it. North Carolina already going to be represented in the tournament by Duke, North Carolina, and perhaps North Carolina State. High Point and Queens trying to add to the old North State's interest for the month of March. And then the Summit League Championship game tonight at 9, an in-state battle. North Dakota, who won in a crazy finish last night. If you didn't see it, go check it out. They'll take on the top seed, their in-state rival, North Dakota State. That's the Summit League Championship game tonight. So those are the 4 championship games. How about other conference tournament games, other rounds? In the WCC, they've reached the air quotes quarterfinal stage. 2 games tonight with San Francisco taking on Oregon State, and Pacific meeting up with Santa Clara. Santa Clara, a team that's sitting right on the NCAA tournament bubble. Patriot League semifinals are today. One game, first semifinal, is going on right now. Early second half, Lehigh leads Colgate 36-30. Later, it's Boston U against the top seed, Navy. Sunbelt has 2 underdogs. An 8 and a 10 seed have made the semifinals in that weird ladder tournament in Pensacola. They'll look to continue the journey tonight. Southern Miss plays Troy, while Georgia Southern takes on Marshall. Those are the 2 semifinals in the Sunbelt. It's semifinal Sunday at the SoCon in Asheville. East Tennessee State was the only higher-seeded team to win in that tournament yesterday. They'll play Western Carolina in the first semifinal. UNCG and Furman will hook up in the second semifinal. At the MAAC in Atlantic City, semifinals tonight, Marist will play Merrimack, followed by Fairfield against Siena. The Horizon League resumes today with a second-round game. Northern Kentucky taking on Green Bay. Starch Madness Day 2, the Big Sky with 2 second-round games. Idaho State will take on Portland State. And then Idaho will play Montana State. CAA quarterfinals happening right now. Top seed UNC Wilmington struggling with in-state rival Campbell. 33-all early in the second half. The other 3 quarterfinals today. Drexel against Monmouth. Towson versus Charleston. And William and Mary taking on Hofstra. So that's what's happening in that tournament. And the Southland tournament gets underway today with 2 first-round games. Houston Christian against New Orleans, and Northwestern State against Nichols. It's International Women's Day, so perhaps only fitting that 8, count them, 8 automatic bids to the NCAA Women's Tournament will be handed out today. Let's go to the ones that will have championship games. Of course, in the Big Ten at 2:15, a big one. The top 2 seeds will meet there. 26-5 Iowa meeting 30-1 UCLA for the Big Ten title. In Indianapolis. In Greenville, the SEC Women's Championship for the 2nd straight year. Texas at South Carolina. That's number 4 and number 3 nationally, yet Texas was the 3 seed in the SEC tournament, go figure. That's we have a top 10 and top 5. How about a top 15 championship game in the Big 12? Big 12 title tonight around 5 o'clock. 15th ranked West Virginia against 10th ranked TCU. In Duluth, it's another all-top 15 matchup, the ACC championship game. That's underway. 13th ranked Duke looking for their 2nd straight title. They lead number 12 Louisville 6-4 with 6:05 to play in the first quarter in that one. The A10 Women's Championship is later this afternoon. George Mason will take on Rhode Island. That will come your way later today. SoCon Championship. Is there about to be a Cinderella in the midst? Six-seeded Samford, with a losing record, has already knocked out the 2 and the 3 seed in this tournament. Now they're trying to get the 1. They lead Chattanooga 47-36 with 3:17 to play in the third. Crazy stuff there. The Big South Women's Championship later tonight. Radford will play High Point in that one. Also on Championship Sunday on the women's side, you have the Summit League Championship later today with South Dakota State and North Dakota State. And the A-Sun Championship also up for grabs this evening with Austin Peay and Jacksonville. So that'll be an interesting one there. So you've got all these championship games in the in women's basketball. Other women's basketball conference tournaments that aren't in the championship. Big East semifinals are this afternoon. Top-ranked UConn goes for 33-0 against Creighton, and Seton Hall contests Villanova in the other semi. In the MAAC, later this afternoon, 25th-ranked Fairfield will play Merrimack in their semifinal. The first semifinal is underway, 4:37 to go in the third. It's Iona leading Quinnipiac 38-37. The Mountain West Women's Tournament resumes today in Las Vegas with 4 quarterfinal games. Air Force takes on top seed San Diego State. Then it's Boise State against New Mexico. The night games are Fresno State, UNLV, and Grand Canyon versus Colorado State. Sunbelt Women's Tournament semifinal, first semifinal in the second quarter. It's James Madison with a 34-23 lead on Georgia Southern. Arkansas State and Troy will contest the other semifinal. At the West Coast Conference, 2 games today. Portland will take on Oregon State, and San Francisco will meet up with Santa Clara. Horizon League Women's Tournament, 1 second-round game today. IU Indianapolis and Purdue Fort Wayne are tied at 8. That game is in the opening quarter. And let's see if there's any other conferences that I missed. Big Sky Women's Tournament continues with second-round games. Weber State will play Idaho, and then you have Montana and Montana State. Back to men's college basketball, there has been a power conference team that has made a firing after a last-place finish and not qualifying for the ACC tournament. Georgia Tech has parted ways with its head coach, Damon Stoudemire. The Jackets ended the year on a 12-game losing streak to finish 11-20 and just 2-16 in the ACC. Stoudemire went 42-55 over 3 seasons. A team that had some consistent high marks under Bobby Crimmins, has really failed in the last 15, 20 years or so. It's a Tech team that has made just 1 NCAA tournament appearance since 2010. Georgia Tech is set to owe him $2.6 million. So Damon Stoudemire is on his way out at Georgia Tech. By the way, no suspension, but a fine for Dan Hurley after yesterday's antics and ejection in the regular season finale for UConn as they lost to Marquette. Second half of the Big South Championship game is next. Second 20 minutes about to get underway from Johnson City. It's High Point with a 39-33 lead over Winthrop. Logan Duncombe just 3 points and 2 rebounds after averaging 16 and 7 in the first 2 games of this tournament. The winner getting the Big South automatic bid into the dance. Who will get the ticket? Winthrop right to left in the black uniforms. High Point opposite left to right going in the white uniforms. Here come the Eagles now. Blew it. Now give it up to Rozier. Rozier straight away 3. Good. And Winthrop picks up right where they left off to end the first half with a 3 ball. And Rozier cuts it to 3. So High Point has it now with Terry Anderson. And we have a foul on Winthrop. So here's High Point now with Rob Martin. Martin knifing in. And it's no good. Rebounded by Winthrop. Eagles on the run. Oh, good pass. Duncombe inside. Score it for Logan Duncombe. 5-0 run to start the second half for Winthrop. They're back to within 1. High Point, 90 seconds of game time without scoring. Anderson lost a dribble, and then Duncombe picked his pocket. Blew it. Now Rozier. Winthrop 3 for the lead. Too strong. Oh boy, felt a bit rushed there. He wanted the one that would make the Winthrop section explode and the bench explode. Didn't happen. Oh, sure, that's an offensive foul on Aquino. No, it's a block on Duncombe. Wow. Let's see. I don't think he was fully set. That was a good call. Anyway, here's Washington. Right wing, Washington now gives it to Aquino. Martin steps into a 3. Off the heel, no good. Rebound, Barry. Long outlet pass. Good save by Wilson, and he lays it in to give Winthrop the lead. Isaiah Wilson with the layup, and Winthrop goes on top. Rob Martin, and Martin gets fouled. Here with 17 to go. Winthrop up by 1. Big South Championship game. A 17-3 run for Winthrop in the last 4:13 of game time. As we go to the monitor. And they're going to take a break. We'll take a quick one as well. We'll be right back. We are back with the news that Logan Duncombe has been hit with a flagrant foul for Winthrop. One-point lead for Winthrop early in the second half. Big South Championship. Enter into the madness. So free throws for High Point. Rob Martin all by himself. And he hits the free throw. So Martin hits one. Another one coming. This one to give High Point the lead. He's got it. So High Point now up by one. So now here is High Point as we resume action. Here is Aquino. Nice drive and a finish inside by Aquino. High Point's lead at 3. Wilson for Winthrop. Now gives it to Barry. Barry. Pass now goes over to Cluett. Inside. Now to Moko. Bounce pass. Finds the cutter. It's not there. Now High Point trying to press. Martin. Job inside. Knifing in Anderson, and it's 2 more for Terry Anderson. Now it's Rozier. Rozier, jumper in the paint. Gets the roll. Nice finish for Kareem Rozier. 3-point game, early second half. High Point leading. Martin with the basketball. Now gives it to Aquino on the left block. Aquino. Washington hit the underside of the rim. Rebound back to Winthrop. Eagles now wanting to push ahead. Wilson. Good pass. Namoko fouled. Go to the line, though. He's a 67% free throw shooter. Namoko and missed the free throw. Goodness me. Here's the second free throw. That one's good. So 1 of 2 at the line. 2-point lead for High Point. Here's Rob Martin. Martin hits the accelerator. Now finds a trailing Anderson. Anderson high off the window. Great move, Anderson. Anderson scores. 4-point High Point lead. Rozier back up the floor at NASCAR speed. And he gets fouled. So he'll go to the line. Rozier misses the first free throw. Second free throw. Coming out for Rozier. This one is up. And this one is good. 3-point game again with 16:18 to play. Now here is Martin over to Fletcher. Fletcher now over to Washington. Now here's Rob Martin. Martin now gives it to Aquino. Aquino back to Washington. His three is too strong. Ball tapped around. Fletcher the offensive rebound. Anderson. Martin for three. Short off the front rim. Foul on High Point. 15:42 to play. Got a good one in Johnson City for all the marbles of the Big South. 3-point lead for High Point. (47-44) High Point. 15:42 to play. Winthrop with the basketball, down by 3. This Big South Championship game, we thought it would be a good one, and it has indeed been just that. Camarade now gives it to Cluett. Now Camarade inside. Cluett, no. Too strong, and rebounded by Fletcher. Washington now over to Martin. Lob! Alley-oop stuff by Fletcher. Two-handed flush. Barry. Now Rozier. Cluett for three. In and out. Rebounded Fletcher. Martin. Look out. Driving in the lane, Aquino. And Aquino gets fouled. senior from Madrid, Spain, who played at Liberty. A 63% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Second free throw, also good. And just like that, High Point's lead built back up to 7. Rozier on the drive. No. Duncan back in the game, gets the rebound. Kicks it back out. Berry for 3. No. Rebound, High Point. Fletcher, and then Fletcher fouled. It's Duncan. Commits another foul, and he doesn't agree with the call, but he is... One of his assistants are saying, yeah, you committed the foul. You need to do a better job. .44% for the field, High Point. Winthrop at a 33% clip. Here's another shot. There's another make, a 3. High Point's lead back up to 10. A 7-0 run in the last minute. Berry, they need this desperately. They don't get it. Rebound bounces into the hands of Washington. Martin drives. Scores! A little dipsy-do from Rob Martin. Rozier. Cameron a 3. That wouldn't fall. Rozier on the left wing with 17 to shoot. Rozier. No. And the rebound gathered in by Fletcher. Now High Point could kind of slow this down a bit. There's still a ways to go, but they have turned this into overdrive. Martin. This is the layup. Cameron with a rebound. Now here is Winthrop with Berry. Berry. Cameron. Now it's Rozier. Rozier's teardrop. Too strong. Duncan, a little tap. Ball still loose. Cameron has it. Berry open 3. Will one finally go for him? Another miss off the front rim. Washington the other way for High Point, just blowing by and laying it in. And High Point has turned on the style. Timeout, Winthrop. It's a 14-point Panther lead. It's an 11-0 High Point run. And back-to-back Big South championships may very well be in the offing. .12:45 to play. 58-44 High Point. An 11-0 run has blown this open. And Winthrop now in desperate need of answers. Here's Rozier. Over to Duncombe, and Duncombe stays alive. Duncombe in the low post. Duncombe no good, but he draws a foul. So he'll go to the foul line. Keno's the one that commits the foul. Updating you on other games, Campbell is now up 15 on UNC Wilmington in that CAA quarter. Northern Iowa up 9 with 7 minutes to go in the Arch Madness final. That foul on Aquino, by the way, was his fourth. And Duncombe looked, it was short, but it hit the right part of the front of the rim to where it bounced in. As Youssef Singari comes in for High Point. Duncombe gets the friendly roll on the second free throw as well. (58-46) the lead for High Point. Here is Martin. Martin kicks it back out to Johnston. Washington. And off of Fletcher. Did Fletcher hit out of bounds? I believe he did, yes. Can they find a way? Duncombe inside, scoring in one for Logan Duncombe. Has a chance to cut it to 9 when they come out of the under 12 break. 58-48. Winthrop trying not to go away in this Big South Championship. 10-point High Point lead, 11:59 to go. Logan Duncombe at the line for Winthrop. In this tournament, Cluett and Duncombe 36 of 40 at the foul line. Rest of the team 23 of 41 today. Cluett and Duncombe are 5 of 6 at the line. The rest of the team is 6 of 14. Here's Duncombe. He's got it. Just like that, Winthrop is a 9-point deficit. So got it back to single digits. High Point's had an answer a lot of times today. Let's see if they come up with one here. Martin now back to Fletcher. Fletcher now over to Washington. Washington with a teardrop. It is no good. Rebounded by Duncombe. Here's Wilson. Wilson now over to Cluett. Cluett on the left wing. Cluett. Oh, good bounce pass. Duncombe with a stufferino. Logan Duncombe, two-handed jam. And it pulls Winthrop back to within 7. 7-0 run for the Eagles. And the bunch from Rock Hill getting a little bit excited again. Martin with the basketball now. Martin into the paint. Martin kicks it back out. Johnson. Oh, that's a long three. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he hit that one from Bristol. 61-51 High Point. He's got range, Johnston. Cluett at the other end. Duncombe in trouble. Duncombe. Offensive foul. Whoa, and now some pushing and shoving here. Referees immediately get in and try to separate. It looked like Duncombe got hit. As got his, he was on the ground. Being held pretty hard there by Singari. And Singari was trying to get the ball from him, and Duncombe didn't want to give it. .39 to go, and the referees are now having there's an official's timeout. So we are having an official review here. Been claiming upset. Ten-point game. Referees now having another discussion. Looks like their review is over. Let's see what they're going to call here. So Gary commits the foul. Apparently, it was a foul on Hindawi of Winthrop too. Not sure where that came from. Either way you slice it, 10:35 left. And a 10-point lead for High Point. Martin and 1. It is too easy for Rob Martin and for High Point at the present time. free throw, no good by Martin. And then found the over the back, I believe, on Singari. And if that's on him, then that's 5, and he's done. And High Point's depth is the strength of its team. That might be getting ready to be tested a little bit here. Singari out, now Aquino, who has the 4 fouls himself. We'll see how that affects the last 10:28. Free throws for Winthrop now with Namoko. Or a free throw front end of a 1-and-1, and he missed. Rebound, Scotty Washington. Martin. Johnston. Martin now on the left wing. 4 to shoot. Martin, step back. Way off. With the back on high on Winthrop. On the way down, and it's not going to help matters either. Winthrop has been to the free throw line 11 more times than High Point today. Cameron Fletcher at the free throw line. Got the first one. Fletcher now with 7 points. And some clapping going around there. And Josh Mio has committed another foul, so Winthrop might be coming apart at the seams a little bit here. Northern Iowa, meanwhile, up by 10 with 3 minutes to play in that Missouri Valley Championship game. It could be a big day for Purple. Central Arkansas plays later today. Northern Iowa looks good, and so does High Point. Up 14 with less than 10 minutes to go. And now Platt with the ball, and he gets bumped from behind by Johnston. Caught a foul on Winthrop? Wow. Like Johnston pushed Cluett. Okay. Johnston at the free throw line for High Point. First one's good. That's only his 3rd free throw attempt of the year. He's 3 for 3. As we mentioned earlier, he does not take a lot of his vet. He has not even made it. He's not made a 2-point attempt this year, but he does make the free throw. A 9-0 run, and the High Point lead is 16. Barry a 3. Rattled out. Duncombe saved it, and then his bat hit the advertising padding. Again, they're doing a good job of trying to. You have to look at every little thing. I mean, you have to, in a game like this, you have to make sure that finding that there is no funny business. Of course, later today, 2 more Watchalongs, Texas, South Carolina, the SEC championship on the women's side, and then the SoCon men's semi between UNCG and Furman. Referee still looking at some things. Huddle going on there for Winthrop, and again, you're Winthrop. I think you just gotta try and play. $16-point game with 9.5 to play as High Point can sense a Big South championship for the second successive year. Rozier, the inbounds for Winthrop. High pass to Wilson. Wilson, a kick out. Cluett for three. Good. They're going to need those to fall, and they're going to need to get stops. Winthrop back within 13. $9:22 to play. 13-point game. Play now resumes. Martin on a drive. Fall away. No good. Rebounded by Duncombe. Rozier. Wilson now on the left wing. Wilson, kick out. Cluett, another three. Another make. Winthrop back to within 10 on that three ball. 10-point game here. Up the floor, Martin. Dribbles it across midcourt. Being guarded closely by Wilson. Now it's Martin on the left wing. Martin trying to move through traffic. Martin in the lane, nearly lost it. Picked off indeed. Barry trying to go all the way. Barry off the window, no. But he will go to the free throw line. Do the Eagles have another run in them? First free throw is good. Now a second one coming. And in and out on the second. In and out on the second. Anderson spinning around, and Anderson's fouled by Wilson. And Wilson knows that he just made a big mistake. First free throw, good. High Point's lead now to 10. Second free throw is also good, and the High Point lead now back at 11 as we near 8 minutes to go. Wilson, good bounce pass. Rozier blocked from behind. No foul. Mark Prosser can't believe there wasn't a foul call. Martin with it now. Martin with the basketball, an 11-point lead for High Point. Martin kicking. Oh, good fake. Good pass. Oh, missed dunk, though. There is a foul. That'll lead us to a break. 7:27 to go. High Point up 11 in the Big South Championship game. $7:27. Excuse me. Boy, you have a time for hiccups, haven't you? 7:27 left. High Point up 11. Update from St. Louis. Ticket number 3 has been punched. After a decade absence, welcome back to the dance, Northern Iowa. High Point free throw here. First one good. Aquino hits. $71.58. Made them both. Winthrop starting to run out of time here. Cluett, Wilson. Here's Duncan inside. 2 more for the big man. This couldn't have happened earlier this morning. These hiccups, really. Here's Here's a kick out for 3. Good! Martin knocks it down, and the lead's at 14 for High Point. Cluett. Rozier now over to Duncombe. Good move inside. No. Duncombe. Rebound to Rozier. Barry. Cluett. Martin. Martin now will dribble it up the floor. Martin, he's feeling it. Straightaway 3 doesn't go. Rebounded by Wilson. Cluett just steps into one. They needed it. Felt a bit forced, but it goes down. Back to an 11-point game, under 6 minutes to play. The lane. Anderson now back to Martin. Martin now with it. Now a kick out. Here is a jump shot, and it's good. Another 3. Every time Winthrop makes a mini run, there always seems to be a High Point answer. Fletcher with a 3 that time. Here's a 3 for Winthrop and Cluett. No good. Rebound, Duncombe. And Duncombe scores. And 1. Duncombe makes the free throw, and we've got an 11-point game. The move here, it's High Point. Fletcher, nice move. Fletcher blocked, but a foul call. Here's the High Point free throw. The first one up and good for Cameron Fletcher. Lead now at 12 for High Point. Now, second free throw. And Fletcher hits that one as well. And High Point's lead is now at 13. Here is Rozier for Winthrop off a Duncombe screen. Rozier accelerates. Rozier drives to the basket and lays it in. Good job, Rozier. Hand dribble. Under 4.5 to go. Still, though, the lead 11 for High Point. Winthrop needs stops. Martin. Martin now gives it to Johnston. Now back to Martin. Martin with 10 to shoot. Martin stops Aquino. Now it's Johnston. Martin for 3. Oh, halfway down and rimmed out. Rozier with the rebound. He leads the break. Rozier for 3. Too strong. Rebound, Fletcher. There's 4 minutes to play. Martin. Winthrop High Point shooting 46%. Winthrop shooting at 36%. Martin. No. He got fouled, though. High Point, 3:28 away from another trip to the dance. They'll try to finish it off after you see this lovely graphic. It's going to be 2 for 2 for the purple teams going for bids today, as High Point is about to pass Florida for the fourth most wins in D1 since the 2023-24 season. It'll be their 86th. They'll break a tie with the defending national champion Gators. Houston has the most, by the way, at 93. Duke, 91. And then UConn, 88. High Point about to get to 86. Florida, 85. It'll be their 30th win of this campaign. It's one that will send the team from the old North State to the dance. And with the resources that they have at their disposal, which, not to knock on the other 8 teams in the league, but let's be honest, resources that really blow out a lot, blow the other teams of the conference out of the water. This is a team that may be here to stay for as long as they're in the Big South, as Martin misses the first. Logan Duncombe fouled out, and he's starting to realize that it's all over for him. 17 points and 10 rebounds today. It's still a heroic effort what he did this week. The broken bone in his foot shows that you'll do anything to play in a championship game, in a big tournament. Season on the line, you want guys that will do anything they can to play, and he did just that, as Rozier gets fouled with 3:16 left. 12-point game here. First free throw from Rozier is up. And it's no good. And that's going to be the story, I think, for Winthrop on this day when you look back on it. Just missed opportunities, especially at the free throw line. Second free throw, good. 3:16 to go, 11-point game. Martin double team, now it's Aquino, now Johnston. Martin, Winthrop trying to press. And then Martin is fouled by Wilson. Winthrop is down 11. They've missed 12 free throws. Martin makes the first. Second free throw is also good. And the lead now back at 13. Here's Barry. Barry drives, blocked by Aquino, and into the hands of High Point, who could start to sit it now. Here is Rob Martin. Martin just slowly dribbling it out here. Martin for three. No. Rebound gathered in by Cluett of Winthrop, and then Rozier got fouled by Johnston. That was like a pretty hard foul there by Johnston. He's going to go to the bench. Either he fouled out of the coach like that's it. Standing ovation from the High Point student section. And Johnson has fouled out 11 points. High Point about to go back dancing. 2:25 left. Rozier, a 79% free throw shooter at the line. First one good. Second free throw for Rozier. .25 left. Aquino now gets it to Martin. Aquino now to Anderson. Now Martinez. Martin left wing. Ten to shoot. Martin. 7 to shoot. Martin. 5 of the timer. Martin. Jumper. No. It's no good. It rebounded by Camerad of Winthrop. Driving inside, and Cluett misses, but there is a foul. So Cluett at the free throw line. Chance to at least get to single digits. First free throw good. Second free throw is no good. Fletcher the rebound. Winthrop pressing. Martinez dribbling. And a foul with 102 seconds remaining. Or is it a timeout? Yeah, I think Finn Clayman took a timeout. 10-point game. So Declan Prosser, Coach Skip Prosser's son, part of the he's always involved in the locker room celebrations after a win. It's going to be a different setting this time around. Yeah, 42 to go and a 10-point game. Meanwhile, Campbell has finished UNC Wilmington off. What a story there. First free throw, good for Martin. Lead at 11. Now the second one for Rob Martin. And he gets that one as well. The High Point lead, a dozen. Minute 42. Rozier dribbles with it, a minute 36. Rozier spins, now back to Cluett. Cluett with 18, gets it to Barry. Barry tipped around. 10 away. 10 to shoot. Trying to go inside. Oh, blocked. What a block by Aquino. Here is Fletcher to lay it in and one to seal this in style. (87-72) with 109 to play. Here is Rozier. Rozier all the way and scores. Into the final minute in Johnson City. And a turnover, and it'll be Winthrop basketball. (57.8) to go. Winthrop with the inbounds pass. Long one. It's all the way back into the front court with Rozier. Time running down on Winthrop. Rozier, straightaway three. Off the heel, no good. Fletcher skies for the rebound. He gets it. It goes into the hands of Martin. Martin now back to Anderson. Now it's Martin again. Into the hands of Martinez. Martinez to Anderson. Now Martin holds it. And then for some reason he's fouled with 36 seconds left by Cameron. Sure why you were fouling. If you're going to foul, why didn't you foul right away? You shouldn't be fouling, period, to be quite honest with you. I get not giving up, but it's a 13-point game with 36 seconds. Defeat will just need to be accepted. And as for High Point, they could start the party. Win number 30 is going to take them back to the dance. Martin at the foul line. First one good. Second free throw, also good. The lead at 15. Here's Rozier. Cross midcourt. Free ride to the basket. Missed the layup. Fight inside. Hindawi, and Hindawi scores. 89-76, and a quick timeout for Mark Prosser. Perhaps one final message of you gave it your all out there today, and just one final message of just, hey, play hard. There's still 27 seconds left. But this is High Point's day. Well, the Big South, Longwood took 2 out of 3 in 22 and 24. Asheville broke through in 23. High Point, we have it now. High Point will try to do what a Big South team has only done one other time previously. And that is win a game in the round of 64 in the NCAA tournament. Winthrop, the one that did it back in 2007. Up ahead, it's Anderson. And are they going to pull it out? Martinez. And Winthrop fouls again. 18.6 seconds. Big South Trophy's going to stay in High Point as the top-seeded Panthers are on their merry way. Rob Martin at the free throw line. First one up and good. Winthrop bringing some of their bench players in for the final few minutes, including Henry Harrison. Moko, who's played a lot today, also comes back in. Give him a chance to get to play 18 seconds in a conference championship setting. Martin the free throw, and now some tears on the Winthrop side as the reality sets in. And we all love this time of year, but there's always two sides to it. There's always the players, the coaches, the ones that go to the madness. There's the ones that end up feeling March sadness. The ball slipping out of Hendawi's hands, and there surely will be no more fouling from Winthrop. Aquino will get it into Martin. High Point will dribble out the final seconds. It's purple power in the Big South once again. High Point, back to back. Win number 30 takes them to the big dance. High Point wins the Big South 91-76. And for the second time ever, and now some words being exchanged in the handshake line, and there was some chippiness. You follow the fan bases, you follow these teams. There's no real love lost here. Josh Mio, none pleased with something, but a tough break for Winthrop. For the second straight year, they have a good year, a year that's typical of their lofty standards. But for the second straight year, they come up short against High Point and the regular season champs into the madness. And there's going to be a 4 or 5 seed that's going to be having a little bit of sweats watching their get paired up with High Point, I can tell you that. So that's the story from Johnson City, Tennessee. The final score, High Point 91, Winthrop 76. We thank you for following this college basketball watch along. Congratulations to the High Point Panthers. Back to back, Big South tournament champs.